And we are live. Once again, be with Brother Moses. Be sure to like and subscribe as you come in. Hit that like button as you come in. Help a nigga with that free like. It's free to me and it helps the channel grow. Highly recommend sharing the information when you do. It helps the channel grow as well. Story time, niggas. So you see what the title is? Domino Table Conversations. And I'm going to have this shit here at 10:15 p.m. on 9/26/2021. No camera on tonight because my office here is a mess. And then let me also check here on YouTube to make sure that my volume is in fact coming through because I have my speakers off. You know what? I never get a notification for my own damn videos. That's scandalous, ain't it? Let's see if I can find this mother. Maybe about 3. Yeah, I can't even find my own shit. Oh. Everybody done took the Mr. Breaking News now too? Scandalous. Surely. Okay, so it is live. I just didn't get the notification. So let me check one more thing before I get to this story. Go on in. And check. All right, so I hear myself. We good. All right, back to the stream, a very personal stream, a stream that I'm deeply invested in because I don't always get to just do a regular conversational type stream. I'm typically the type to want to share screen, play some music, have a conversation that way. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure I'm providing real content and information. But tonight I'm not finna be on that shit, man. I just definitely ain't finna be on that shit. Not feeling it. I'd rather just speak from the heart. Let me see what else I wanted to do. So I'm sharing the screen, should be. And I want to run this shit. I'll run this shit. Oh, okay. I know where it's at now. There we go. From the beginning. All right, yeah. So I'm gonna run that in the background. That's my coming soon. The origins of the House of Consciousness. Y'all know how we get down. Loop drill's coming. Loop drill's coming, man. We ain't fucking around with these dudes. I'm B1 Brother Moses, and I don't play that shit. All right, so what else we got? I had to get my little content here together. 3-part series, and I'll be done before 11 o'clock, so the rest of us here on the West Coast can get that good sleep in. So as you see there on the title, it does say Domino Table Conversations, and so I'm gonna get into it. Absolutely, it's Revenge. Thanks for being the first one to come rock with B1 Brother Moses. I guess you get the notifications because I don't even get my own notifications, but make sure you share it with somebody. Somebody could benefit from this because they may not particularly know what goes on at a Black Domino game. All right. There is a lot that people should know before they sit their ass down at a Black Domino table. That's what's up. And so, first chapter, brothers and sisters. Could have just been easily said as brothers love sisters. Greetings, especially when the sister is the oldest. It's often, though, brothers are older, so it's sisters love brothers. I digress. Sibling rivalries can be healthy and toxic forms of love. It turns out that they would be my blessing. I learned a lot of the life skills right there in my living room. And I realized that the way I perceive emotional adults and how we handle conflict became a beautiful experience in retrospect. And so my story is pretty damn interesting. If you could rock with me, story time. Chapter 1, cheaters will eventually get caught. All right, chapter 1, cheaters will eventually get caught. Let me go and create a little banner right there on the bottom so we can have that shit on and popping. When we ready, give me 2 seconds again. Edit this one. And chapter 1, cheaters will eventually get caught. All right, there we go. So we got that cranked over, and let's have this conversation. So it seems like a pretty straightforward conversation, but it's not. Everything with B1 Brother Moses is a bit complicated, and so because of that, I use a lot of storytelling and rhetorical, alliterary devices and such to convey a point. In my case, I go roundabout rather than just coming out and saying my dad is full of shit. Um, that would just be too petty. I mean, I'm working on my petty, but let's get into it. So my father was the oldest of about seven. My auntie was his younger sister, and they argued, cussed each other out. It got heated around the Jenkins domino table. Bitch, hoe, punk, heifer, faggot. Girl, I'll reach over this motherfucking table and knock the hell out of you. Nigga, you ain't gonna do it, damn. She reaches for the knife. Bert won, so she had to get the fuck out. And the next day, they were back at the same table, different bottle of Southern Comfort. I had always been at the domino table whenever my auntie would get mad at my pops for reneging and stuff, for not cutting off the damn aces. And when she told him he was a sorry ass motherfucker, I thought she meant he sucked at dominoes, that he had a bad hand or he just played a bad game. But those are sibling rivalries. Junior is what she called him. Why didn't you kill the damn trays? I got the rest of the damn fives, laser bones down, and he locked up the board, and they were partners, so she had to get that nigga a piece of her mind. She got pissed all the time, and he got an earful of his younger sister's swears, foul looks, and disrespect in his own house. He would always say, you can't disrespect me in my own house, as if her kids weren't here every day, or as if I wasn't at her house eating up all the damn food and begging for them greenback food stamps. As the name bearer for my grandfather and my father, I wasn't allowed to play dominoes with him, but I could pass chips. I would sneak a beer whenever my pops got up and my auntie wanted one of them red chips, which is 10 points. And we started using chips so nobody would get pencil whipped. But her and I always found a way to hustle the game anyway, especially to hustle my pops. My auntie's best scam was to distract him with some bullshit to elicit his emotional response. She'd slam the domino hard on the table and make everything on the table fly the hell off, especially her chips. And because I was in on it, because I wanted some of them food stamps, right, as she put it, so I'd act like I'm helping, get the table back in order, and I'd slip a dime or two right there in her stack, just depending on how bad she was getting taxed. We got caught once or twice a night. If that damn Southern Comfort was on the last little bit, my dad would be looking at me like, who drank all of my shit? And I'd be looking at my brothers. I'd look at his brother, my Uncle Jerry, and everybody's getting mad now because I'm accusing everybody but me. And so I'm dying laughing. My auntie going right along with it. And then they end up having to take a break and head to the liquor store, Norm's, and get another bottle. And before they even made it back, I would have already drank that last little sip for the homies one time. And it wasn't cheating until we got caught. See, that's their mistake if they wasn't really watching the game or watching the chips or watching they score. And even then, just like the Republicans deflect, deny, and dismiss, we would deflect, man, that was you who lost control of the board going up them damn sixes. We would deny, man, I'm holding my man, nigga. Do you want to switch seats? And then we would dismiss it. You keep whining about that funky ass 20 points. Here, nigga, I'll give you 20. Chapter 2, it was never about the person being cheated. Let me go on and update that slide right there. Update that slide right there. Salute to the people that came into the chat. You can ghost because I'm just going to have a good conversation. You can keep the earplugs on. I won't be cussing too loud, but I do have a story to tell, and we're going to get into it. I just got to change my banner now. So first is chapter 1. Cheaters will eventually get caught. I'm going to edit that shit. And the next one is chapter 2. It was never about the person being cheated. All right. 20 points to get you 20 food stamps. That'd be like 2 red chips that I could slide into her stack after she'd have knocked the whole damn table damn near off. And as a young spectator at the domino table, I heard some weird shit. Say my uncle, for instance, hit for like 5 punts. That's what they called it, is punts. They didn't just say points, but 5 punts. Would you even know what that means, 5 punts? There's some other slang that they always use, like Nick the Greek, the ladies freak, or Greek I speak, nickel dip, dry 5, piss on him, he'll dry off. I mean, there's so many ways to count 5. It's a damn shame, especially for it to just be a white chip. Smallest one on the board, 5 points for a white chip. And then as you moved up to score a little bit, it'd be like dime sack of that good green. They call it a Benjamin. They say Tennessee toddy, all head and no body. They'll say tension, did I mention? They'll say a hot dime. It'll be like all that work just to call 10 punts. That's 1 red chip. But it was literally another language around the domino table. And if you were slow to pass out chips, it was because they were slurring so bad when they called this shit. The hell is a 2-5 marker or a 2 times 5 marker? 2-piece leg and a thigh. It's just a 2-piece and a chicken tender. That's what they be saying for 10. Marker, chip passer, same difference, except the marker usually refers to the person with a pen and paper trying to keep score with them damn X's and O's, and 1 line is 5 and an X is 10, a circle is 10, and the first house is blacked out, and then the second house downhill and all of that shit. But with the chips, it was a lot easier. I was there, I was present, I was paying attention, and I was studying everybody's moves, learning how siblings interacted through emotional conflict. My family started using the white chip, red chip, blue chip system because niggas a pistol whip the shit out of you for 3 or 4 of them brown food stamps. I know, nigga, because I'm one of the reasons they adopted that system as a kid at the table. My crying ass cousins get a few rounds in, then they start crying and telling. They lose and they cry and then they start telling again. I got to the point where I gave up. I was like, I tell on myself, shoot. And if I went there, I had to tell them niggas, look, these ices from the candy lady house, they getting la 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 lele, nigga. That's one of them games we used to play. That one, like when you say lele or left hand give it up, that shit was what we used to play. And if anyone caught you slacking with food or anything like that in your left hand, they had the right to take that shit and to eat that shit right in your face if they said lele or left hand give it up. Niggas would have to fight me over them cool cups because as a baby gangster, a little nigga that played football and made the basketball team in the 4th grade. Let me tell you a memory about that shit. I was in the 4th grade, and this tall ass Shaq Braun Clyde Drexler looking ass nigga hit me for like 40 points. He bullied my little ego so bad, I've never forgot that L. Now, for me, I was mad at the coach, nigga. Like, what kind of coach makes a 4'6", 85-pound point guard match up against the damn near 5'7", 125-pound Scottie Pippen, Reggie Miller shooting ass power guard? Nigga, that shit was fucked up. Man, that nigga, he could have walked onto the Charlotte Hornets with Zoe and goddamn Larry Johnson and shit. And I'd have been goddamn not Manute Bowl. I'd have been goddamn you Muggsy Bogues in that motherfucker, if y'all remember who that is, man. Oh, you would have starved as a kid if you left-handed in my house, but shit, we was on a Jenkins diet, which meant them food stamps came in handy, and I don't think these motherfuckers had the struggles I had. Sibling rivalries. Chapter 3, big money. So there is a couple of ways that you could call 15 at the domino table. More than a couple. I'm just trying to keep us at the right point. So the first way that I always learned, and I didn't know what the hell they were talking about, Pretty in Black, salute. But they call it 15. Instead of just saying 15, they saying Ella, Stella, and Rhodessa. Don't ask me how that makes sense. They'll say 3 switching bitches. They'll say that's 15. And for me, that's only 1 red, which is a 10-point chip, and that 1 white chip, which is a 5. To call 15, these niggas would say Fiddalina. Like, what the hell is a Fiddalina? But they would say Fiddalina. I mean, some of the easier ones was like a 3-piece nugget or cha-cha-cha-cha. Like, you know what that shit meant if you was around the table. But you had to be a real nigga to understand what they meant when they said follow that cab, it got dope in it. Yeah. Now, really big money was like 20 points or better. And this is where I really learned that Ebonic slang without having to do a thing. It didn't come out of a book like that African-American social psychologist Dr. Robert Williams coined Ebonics. Educated lame researched who published that shit. Man, he published that shit just to help white people feel in tune with what is really happening down below the poverty line, where they can make up words like underprivileged, which would be co-opted to be white privilege and shit. I'll make up my own shit too. Immigrant privilege or gay privilege or Protestant privilege, fucking gender privilege, overprivileged, lesser privileged, predominantly black privilege. Man, fuck all that shit. But our black neighborhoods have become the melting pots for at least the least privileged, citizens in the wealthiest country in the world due to 20th Century Fox, big leg hoes, and diamond rocks. See, I don't even know what that 20th Century Fox, big leg hoes, and diamond rocks. That's a whole dub right there. That means dub. Tarra, that way to Mexico. Whoa, dub. Lorena, salute. Fuck. You trying to bang my door down because they know I'm in here rapping hard. Now, I'm going to say them shits again to you. These motherfuckers would say, we are the least privileged citizens in the wealthiest country in the world due to, and then they slam the domino and say 20th Century Fox. we are the least privileged citizens in the wealthiest country of the world due to, and then they slam the domino and say 20th Century Fox, big leg hoes and diamond rocks. I promise you, they was red pilled in a motherfucker. Like, what the hell does Century Fox have to do with big leg hoes and diamond rocks? Right. This is that domino table talk. And a lot of people would not be ready to sit down at a black domino table, which is why you had them cousins sometimes come over, especially the cousin who always, one up to everybody and, had the fur on in the summertime, 100-degree weather. She prissy as hell, or, you know what I'm saying? Anything like that, man. That cousin right there was not welcome at the domino table. They too sensitive. I mean, and yeah, we get emotional at that domino table. But these damn dudes that say black neighborhoods have become the melting pots for the like if you playing dominoes and when you domino, that's called the pot. You get everybody's shit. And so they'll say the melting pot for the least privileged citizens in the wealthiest country in the world. So the least privileged citizen is the nigga who has the least amount of chips, because they're going to look right at that nigga in the face before they slam the domino and say 20th Century Fox, big leg hoes and diamond rocks. That away to Mexico, or whoa, dub, and that's still only 2 chips, a twomp sack, a quarter in that odor. Swear to God, you can't make this shit up. I know some of this shit was dark. Like, I had to question some of this questionable shit. Like, they talking about dope. They talking about diamond rocks. They talking about motherfucking immigrants and shit. I thought we was playing dominoes, but you get some life lessons in that domino table, man. So even though I had to question some of the shit I was hearing, like, why doesn't 6'4" ever domino? Why doesn't a scared man ever, what they say, a scared man can't win and a dying man don't stand a chance. And motherfuckers will say is they say if you scared, go to church. I mean, it was some of the weirdest shit. Like some of that shit was kind of dark. Like when the domino, they'd say the old heads would be like hot toddy. I never knew what a hot toddy was, but you got to be from the South to know that shit. Now I'm not sure what the hell a hot toddy got to do with dominoes, but they said that shit damn near every game. Where we at? Let me check. Time check real quick. Chapter 1, cheaters will eventually get caught. Oh, I didn't even change this. Change the banner. Damn. Oh, I didn't even write it in. Chapter 2, it was never about the cheater. So I said all of that, the pencil whipped and all of that shit, like all of the money being called, not knowing the right names to call that shit. All of that shit it was never about the person being cheated, excuse me. So chapter 1, cheaters will eventually get caught. That was me and my auntie playing the game, throwing the chips and trying to get them food stamps. Chapter 2, it's never about the person being cheated, which means if you ain't watching your own skull and you don't know how the lingo go, nigga, that's your problem. And so now we on to chapter 3, dodging bullets. So chapter 3, I promise you I wrote this little short story. I promise you I did. Chapter 3, dodging bullets. I'm trying to school these, I'm trying to leave this message here in these YouTube streets because a lot of people ain't gonna talk about the hood like that, and they definitely ain't finna talk about their own family or a toxic household and all that shit. So even though their absence is not missed, it would be, a bit more of a interesting space if we had more people keeping it real about what our lives actually look like. So anyway, chapter 3 is dodging bullets. So my mom played too, but she always left the table when my pops and my auntie Bert got too drunk and start hollering at each other. She would try to be the peacemaker for about 5 minutes, and then she'd excuse herself from the table and say something like, "I'm going to bed." She was never sleepy, and she was never petty, and she was never faded like the siblings. And so I'm talking about years this went on since I came to America in 1989, the years through elementary until high school, which I started at 14 years old, the same year my grandma Pearl got her wings. They broke out the dominoes the night before the funeral processions and immediately after the funeral. And I was the only one sitting in that corner mourning and grieving like, fuck that domino table tonight. Okay, so one time my auntie and I did get caught up in our scam, stupid bad. My pops was dumbass furious. Here's the story, because this nigga turns over the entire domino table because he swears for God my auntie ain't had no damn second blue chip. He was watching her money the whole time because he was going downhill. He had 130, 20 points to go, which is true. He only needed that dub. He got mad because he had her in skunk, which in domino terms means she has below 75 points when the game is about to end at 150. And I sure tried to slip her ass that whole 50 chip though, because like I said, if 10 will get you 10 of them food stamps and 20 will get you 20 of them food stamps, shit, I was going for that half a hundo. Y'all niggas just don't know it. Oh yeah, shout out to Revenge. This is chapter 3. Y'all got to keep up, man. I'm pushing these chapters on out. They got to get out of my book and into a whole new space. I'll leave them here and let my kids read them one day. Oh yeah, $50 in food stamps. They used to try to say a food stamp is only 50 cents on a dollar. That's what they used to try to say. They really did, but they wasn't finna play me. I knew the value of $50. I knew the value of a 50 chip too. And shit, we'd have got away with it if I hadn't drank the last of that Southern Comfort. And so that was my bad, I said to Auntie. But that whole 50, it is a whole book of food stamps. I'm talking about everybody want to be your friend that week. Everybody want to be your friend that week. Homies fake falling asleep at the crib so they could wake up at like 3 or 4 in the morning and eat all the motherfucking name brand cereal. Balling, nigga. No more cornflakes with the rooster on them regular Cheerios without that damn B on the bag, or I don't even know if y'all remember them Kicks, nigga, or them fake ass Rice Krispies. But we had all them shits. But when I hit for them food stamps, nigga, we had the best type of jelly, nigga. Schmuckers, the great, nigga, for our sandwiches, or that goddamn the strawberry schmuckers for them damn sandwiches, man. Nigga. The homies was leaving with like 2 packs of the chili beef top ramen, nigga, the red pack, and about half a pack of that fake ass Kraft cheese slices. They had like a red pack of Kool-Aid with them and a sandwich bag full of white CNH sugar. That shit was like a high school slumber party and shit. Don't tell me them Kicks was gross. We came up on them shits. I just gotta ask though, how were the hardest YGs in Del Paso still eating mustard only, ass into the bread, rolled bologna with the red strip sandwiches before their dice game? Nigga, if you could tell me that, you'd be solving black on black crime. A lot of y'all don't even remember the bologna with the red strip on the outside. Y'all remember the end of the bread? We used to call it the ass end of the bread, like that last little, nobody actually wanted it until you was hungry as hell. And so you had to fold that motherfucker with the cheese in it. Throw that motherfucker on the oven, on the grill. Y'all can't make a grilled cheese bologna sandwich, man. I don't know what kind of life y'all live, man. But that was hype shit. I tell you what, I had to knuckle up with some of my homeboys for snatching some of the green bills out my motherfucking backpack. And they'd always do that same old shit. They start deflecting, denying, and dismissing that shit like, it's only food stamps, my nigga. Hey, chill, motherfucker, that's 2 times 5. And before they start putting 50% of the air in our bag of Lay's, they started calling us shoplifters. So I said the ass end of the bread is the best part, though. Facts. Especially if you turn that shit into a grilled cheese sandwich with the bologna after you took the red strip off and chewed that motherfucker to oblivion. Y'all ain't raised like I'm raised. You could put that motherfucker under the iron, get motherfucker the next nigga. Like my dad was the one to get mad as shit because he got burnt ass Kraft cheese all on his iron. We was making them grilled cheeses on the ironing board. Y'all don't got my type of problems, man. I say green bills out my bag. Y'all think I'm talking about the old school $5 and $10 bills? Hell no, they had the green motherfucking food stamps. Killing them. But y'all know shit about that, so I'm gonna keep going. So I had to tell them niggas, motherfucker, you better chill, nigga. That's 2 times 5. What I tell y'all was, that's 2 times 5 is a whole dime. That's $10. For the slow people in the back, let them know that's a green motherfucking food stamp right there. That's a green bill. They got the little EBT cards today, though, but shit, back in the day, in my day, that was a green bill. And shit, if I just hit my auntie for the whole 50, and these niggas then took a couple of the green bills out my backpack, you goddamn right these niggas had to knuckle up, nigga. They had to knuckle up. You know what happened? See, that was before they start putting 50% more air in the bag of Lay's. That was fucked up. Like, how you gonna put, you remember the bag of air? Like when they first changed over from the chips, and it all of a sudden that 99-cent bag of chips would have like the 25-cent bag of chips in there. Maybe if they dumped 2 25-cent candy lady bags, candy. If y'all didn't have a candy lady, y'all don't fucking know my struggle. First of all, the candy lady used to have all the snacks. She had them little bag of chips. She had the nickel candies. Y'all fucking tripping. The nickel candies, nigga. What was it? The Chica sticks, man. If you ever had a Chica stick, I promise you, man. The little bubble gum, what was it? It was actually called bubble gum. These fools got Winter Fresh and Spearmint and shit. My bubble gum was called bubble gum, nigga. It had the little yellow and a red stripe on that shit, man. Mr. Roper, I had a Mr. Roper in my hood too. Mr. Roper was in what was that shit called? Was it Dos Rios? Shit, that's crazy. The universe been speaking to me in a whole nother language, right? I got a sidebar. Mr. Roper was when Auntie lived in like the I think it was the Dos Rios housing project, and welfare shit. She was welfare food stamps. She was on like Section 8 housing, if you know what that is. And Mr. Roper was like the double OG Christian pastor deacon board member who even drove the little van to church and picked up people to make sure they got to Sunday school. He used to pick up my auntie kids. Mr. Roper. Now look at that energy right there. I'm talking about my auntie Roberta. You bring up Mr. Roper, and that shit is one universal energy being shared back and forth. But as the story builds up, you'll understand where this universal energy that I'm referring to comes from. So the now-laters, which one? If it wasn't the banana now later, you slipping. That banana, wait. They used to have like a little small red pack of jelly beans that was fire too. Man, I'm talking about nickel candies, dime candies. If you paid a quarter, you almost got a hot dog with it. For a quarter, you can get some of that nacho cheese on your hot dog, man. They was tripping. We used to have a burger place that was 2 for $1 burgers. They had shit but 2 pickle slices and some mustard on them shits. You had to get here's what we used to do. First of all, every once in a while we get we'd splurge and shit. So we get that what was it? It wasn't KFC. It was Church's fried chicken. Every once in a while we splurge and get, one of them boxes, the little big boxes of Church's fried chicken. And we used to have it. They used to ask, like, they probably had to put them shits up because of us. Because we used to take pockets full of them condiments. We used to take pockets full. They had the honey and shit. Hella, I'm talking about 40, 50 packs. Like, we would walk out of that motherfucker shoplifting at Church's Chicken, taking hella honey packs. Definitely the sugar, like the little sugar packs. And goddamn you, if it wasn't the honey and the sugar, we was taking all the goddamn ketchup packs right up out of there. And see, that's the way it was, because they only put mustard on everything, because ketchup wasn't really popping like that. Mustard was popping before that. Ketchup was some rich people shit. Like, if you had mayo or mayonnaise on your sandwich, nigga, you didn't live like me. I mean, we had dry bread. Nigga, fuck that. Oh yeah, shoplifting. They start putting hella air in a bag of chips. Like, they only put 2 candy lady bags of chips in it. And so we used to get mad as shit. You feel me? So we used to open up a bag of chips right there in the store, and then we pour some of that nacho cheese shit on there for like the little cheese dogs. And then we pour some of that, what the fuck is this, chili? That's what you had to call it. Like, what the fuck is this? Chili? Or you had to ask them dudes, the little Arab dudes, the little Pakistanis behind the counter, like, man, what the fuck is this? Chili? We used to say that shit in 100 different ways, man. What the fuck is this chili? Like, we used to say that shit damn near every time, but we would still pour that shit on top of that nacho cheese and that half bag of Lay's at that quick stop, that little quickie mart. Y'all can't judge me, man. Y'all don't know my struggle. That was a bomb ass meal right there. I'm gonna move forward, because you know what I'm saying? Some of, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't really know my struggle, man. Dodging bullets. Let's see where we at on time. All right, I can't keep typing the little chapters in there because I won't make it. I won't be able to keep my 11 o'clock promise. So y'all just gotta rock with me. Chapter 4, inviting the homies to the domino game. All right. Inviting the homies to the domino game. See. All right. We start off hitting them hard. Yeah, we're at chapter 4 already. We got to run it back. Press the replay. You'll see all the chapters. Chapter 4. See, I can't even say 4. I was acting real out of the hoodish, real suburban right there. The problem is I keep getting fucking distracted. I got to stop looking at the chat. Anyway, some of these coons can't relate to how low-income housing projects affect the psyche and the behaviors of underprivileged urban youth. And they will still deflect and attack the Black women of our Black families in the Black community. Those skin folk get choked out at the cookout and they grow up to become freaking manosphere weirdos. And they also become those Black conservative, politically empowered gatekeepers like ABL, who is another political Black pundit who would frequent the Sunday rumbles on O'Shea Duke Jackson's YouTube channel. ABL doesn't deny it. In my opinion, his hood nigga is a thug without ambition who advocates abortion of Black bodies and drives single women to welfare. That's his commentary on hood nigga. One-offs doesn't register to him because if he could make it, that's evidence that white supremacy doesn't exist. And that we're just using it as an excuse not to work hard. Another one of those Black conservative, politically empowered gatekeepers would be his big sister, Candace Owens, who on the other hand dismisses women, Black women rather, without empathy for the impact of being a Black girl in a hood, dodging gang violence, stranger danger, bullying, hair shaming, colorism in the classroom, and family molestation in their own bedroom. Candace Owens' commentary is a whitewashed masterclass on the inferiority inherent in melanated people. But as I reflect on my own life growing up around that domino table with hundreds of experiences that remain hidden between my ears, I understand that my struggle is more universal than any opinion from some suburban white bitch. Excuse my language. That my struggle is actually in relearning the wisdom from the library at Timbuktu and deconstructing the stolen knowledge reinterpreted in the Library of Alexandria. See, because my mom, the peacemaker, walking away from adult conflict, that was her way of finding safety in her space. And my auntie, she wasn't really on that page. My dad, he really wasn't on that seeking safety page. There was no save yourself Black men in him, and there was no divestment in her. Despite their struggles, neither of them are perfect. Love them both. Neither one of them are shit. When they used to go at each other, that shit wasn't domestic violence. It was a domino game. My mom knew when to walk away. My auntie was a dramatic ass alpha Leo, and she was a single mother on welfare with 4 kids to feed, 2 daughters, and twins. My pops was a damn Gemini, astrological symbol, twins. Him and my mom's had been married since 1981. She was born in 1960, which made her a 20-year-old housewife, at least until my pops was retired from the Army after 17 years for weed that wasn't even his. It was my mom's eldest son, Urkel, who my pops adopted as his own child before I was even born. Urk Dog was born in 1976. My mom was born in 1960, which means my mom was pregnant at what age? Next chapter. I got about 5 minutes, so we may have to break this down and do some on tomorrow. Yeah, Leo and Gemini siblings, That is not domestic violence. Why are they calling the police if they don't sit their ass down and, oh, there's a noise, there's a noise, what did they call it? Ordinance, some shit that they be calling it whenever they come over and shit. Oh, we heard somebody screaming. That's why niggas ain't made for the suburbs, because we didn't have to throw bullets at them motherfuckers and hop over their back gate and steal all the goddamn name brand cereal out their cabinet. Body bag. Disorderly conduct, because my drunk ass uncle walking up and down the streets being red pill as a motherfucker, cat calling, staggering, and they had to stagger home a couple of times. Yeah, we're gonna have to save the next for chapter 5. I mean, Littlest Revenge, you call it. Should I end this thing with the promise at 11, or should I get on just get through it tonight? Because it's finna start getting real emotional, and I'm finna run through it. You let me know. You the one rocking with me tonight. Everybody else can just get the commentary on Restream. And whoever in the chat said they had Lucky Charms, I'd have been staying the night, first of all. There is no way you would have been the only kid in the neighborhood who got the Lucky Charms, and I don't ask your mama, can I spend the night? I don't care if your dad thought we was dating or not. I'm staying the night. Nigga, you got Lucky Charms? Your pops ain't even gonna see me in the morning because I'm eating the motherfucking Lucky Charms at about 4 a.m. and then I'm out that motherfucker, man. I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. B1 Brother Moses, we'll save the rest for tomorrow, because tomorrow is, I've been talking about the relationship between my auntie and my dad, and how they grew up in the South. And so in order to grow up and learn some of these life lessons, I learned them around the domino table. And so me and my auntie used to pull together little cheating scams and shit when my dad would get drunk and shit. And she used to pay me for cheating. She used to pay me in food stamps and shit. And those food stamps became the thing that bonded me and the brothers together in the neighborhood. And because we were bonded so tight, eventually they started to learn how to play dominoes. Now, that was some shit from the deep South, but they eventually started wanting to play the game of dominoes. And if them niggas didn't know the lingo, they was just going to continue to get cheated. I even went to high school and we started a domino tournament, and they didn't know none of the cheat codes, Midtown Pookie. I'm talking about me and my cousin had domino tables at lunchtime that were so disorderly that the principal would come stand next to the game and ask who's winning. That's how you know we was running rebels, and they just had to learn to accept it, because we were not finna deny ourselves that privilege. We in that mug jumping off tables, Midtown Pookie. You remember them lunch tables that was like a little bench, and then it had the table on top? We jumping off the table, slamming the domino hella hard, knocking milk off. Why? Because we learned that from auntie. Whenever we start cheating, she'll slam the dominoes till shit fall off, and once you reach over, she'll pick up all the chips, and that's where she can find that extra 20 points from. See, I learned that from auntie. If you start losing and they about to win, flip over the whole fucking table like my dad did. Flip the table over. Nobody knows. That's called a diversion. That's better than the bell ringing. But we ended up having a little tournament. I whooped everybody's ass. I mean, bad. I'm talking about mamas. I'm talking about girlfriends. I'm talking to them like, nigga, you should have brought your mama to this domino table. You know what I'm saying? I was like, nigga, you play like a bitch, stuff like that. I was in high school saying some mannish shit, but yeah, I took that shit from my dad and my auntie. And so they were brother and sister. He was the big brother. She was the little sister. And so tomorrow I'm going to go through chapter 6 through 10. And that's where we're going to get into the sibling rivalry that was passed along. Because as I said, my dad ended up adopting my mom's son. He was born in 1976. It's 6. That nigga's the devil. My birthday's November. His birthday is 6 days after mine. And he's 6 years fucking older than me. I don't know what else was the other 6, but we sat down and wrote them all out. That nigga's the devil, long story short. But yeah, he was adopted by my dad, and we always had sibling rivalries. I used to try to smack water from this nigga earlobes. And then my brother DJ was the middle child, or he was made the middle child by the generosity of my father at the time. So you know how the middle child be, and I'm the baby. You know what happens with the baby. Shit, I'm the baby boy. So with that being said, that's all I got for tonight. Chapter 6 through 10 coming tomorrow. Domino table talk. Thanks for rocking with me, B1 Brother Mo. If you hadn't hit that like button, hit that motherfucker twice. Oh wait, that'll take it off. Well, hit that bitch 3 times then on your way out. Let me see, because I always, you know what, y'all ain't shit. My screen wasn't sharing this whole time. My screen wasn't sharing this whole time. Y'all didn't get none of the visual pictures. Y'all ain't getting no pictures this whole time. The food stamps, nothing. Man, fuck y'all. I'm going to sleep. I've been up since like, god damn. I've been up since like fucking, I didn't even go to sleep last night. I didn't even go to sleep. I just sat here sitting on a fucking, in my office, crying and reminiscing and imagining what life was supposed to be like. God damn. I had the domino tables. I had the food stamps out. I had a picture with motherfuckers holding bricks of food stamps. Like, you know how they do that, whatever, Taz the Goat played that EBT scammer, whatever it was, scamming EBT or something like that song. Motherfuckers would be scamming the EBT cards. Nigga, I saw motherfuckers with bands of food stamps. I'm talking about fistfuls of them motherfuckers. Let me see. Man, I better not knock my office, man. I've been asleep. I didn't even go to sleep. I'm talking about big bands of food stamps like this. It was like this, food stamps by the bands. At least I can at least show this one since I'm on my way out. So what happens tomorrow? I'm gonna do a live at 5. I'm gonna do a live at 5 and finish the rest of the story. And so let me see. I can at least show this one. What is it? It says, oh, I never hit the fucking share button. I need some sleep, y'all. Share this. Yeah, I never even hit the motherfucking button. I guess we'll go out with this one, man. Let me see. Get smaller for myself. That's what's coming up. I'm not finished with this one yet, but it's coming soon. Let me make sure that shit running. Oh, shit. I've been live for 49 minutes. Not bad. $5 p.m., 5 at 5. This shit ain't flipping no more. It ain't flickering. Oh, there we go. Coming soon to the B1 Network. No square ass niggas allowed. You know what I'm saying? They got that red, black, and green shit going hella hard, but a lot of them niggas be square bear from Delaware. Like, you can't tell them niggas shit. So we're going to have to break down the origins of the House of Consciousness. That won't be tomorrow because I'm still piecing together the pieces, but watch out for that shit. But as you know, that's going to be Sonetta's revenge right there. This motherfucker been snapping. He try to lay low and shit. So we go get that nigga that work. I got postcards for sale after the stream of Sonetta with the strap out nigga because he heated. And that's the way he should be. He hates the white man, but not polite, man. All right, so I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, B1 Brother Moses. That's all I got. And oh wait, I can't do you like that. Got that shit off. All right, there we go. That's cool. Where's my fucking screen at? Can y'all see me? All right. Nope, you still can't see me. I've been fucking up on the technology all day. B1 Brother Moses, that's all I got tonight. And 5 at 5 tomorrow for chapter 6 through 10. And I'm out.